Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Morphin Monday Lightning Collection review. This time I got the remastered Mighty Morphin Black and the remastered Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger. Both of these figures originally retailed for, I want to say $32, $33.99. I got both of mine from Amazon when they were on sale for about $22 each, give or take. So got a good deal on these. It seems like no one wants these two figures in particular. Um, the rest of the figures seem to be very hard to come by, especially blue. Pink I can still find for retail price, but yeah, kind of surprising blue is the one that's really hard to find. I've been looking on eBay for the past like week and a half and there's just nothing. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the boxes. So this is the standard remastered box. You got a picture of the figure with some of their accessories, as well as a like an art piece to the left of that. On the bottom, there's the barcode, if that helps out anyone. On the side, they have that 30th anniversary logo. On this side, they have the character with their morpher out, as well as, oop, there goes Black. His ankles have problems. It does say the name of the ranger, which I do like, and it shows you the accessories that are on the back. Let me see if I can get him to stand back up. He's got loose ankles. We'll get into it. But yeah, there's Black's box, and that's Amazon sticker. That's not going to help anyone. But yeah, same thing on this side. Got that, and that. And this one is Zach, of course. And then there's all the accessories that he comes with. So yeah, pretty nice box, but it's a box, so not really much to see here. I'm going to reposition this. Who do I want to start off with? I guess we can start off with the accessories that they both share. So they have each form of the Blade Blaster. So they have the blade, the blaster, and the holstered form, all of which are painted very nicely. And one thing that is nice about these new blaster forms is that they do have the peg there. So if you wanted to put in an effect piece, you could do that. They each come with a set. And of course, the holstered one is in their holster right now, but you can see that that's painted even with the silver tip at the top. It doesn't want to focus, but believe me, it's there. Pretty much that's the only accessories they do share besides these morphing effect pieces, which you don't have to use them as morphing effect pieces. You can use them as whatever you like. I might use these in a display at some point, but for now, they just go into my extra parts bin. But you got a pair of yellow and a pair of purple ones. Wish they made those in like smoke gray for Black instead of purple, but I don't know how they're going to do that if they ever make a purple ranger with those effect pieces. Oh well. Anyway, that's all the accessories they share, pretty much. So let's go ahead and look at the similar but not the exact same accessories. So they both come with some holding hands. Male, or rather the Black Ranger comes with the standard holding hands without a trigger finger there. Yellow comes with the holding hands, which the fingers are separated a little bit. The index and the the middle finger, rather, are separated. And that goes for both of the hands on there. They both have some morpher hands. I think that yellow's actually works better when I try to put it into the morphing pose. And the morpher is a separate piece. I just like to keep it attached because it's such a small piece and I don't want to lose it. There's an up-close look at that. I do wish they came with some closed morphers. All of these are open with their, they just morph, right? They say their catchphrase, the thing opens, but they both have a hand that's like this that, goes up and down, and they have one of these hands that goes from side to side there, or up and down, rather. They're similar hands. They're not the exact same. Black has his for his power axe there. But yeah, there's the Mastodon as well. And you can see he comes with a morpher hand. They're very similar, again, just a little bit different. Put those ones to the side. And then lastly, Black comes with two fists. And then Trini comes with a right karate chop. Ooh, that one fell. And a left-fisted hand. Pretty standard stuff with the hands. Ooh. My headphone wire got caught on something. Anyway, last couple of accessories here. Let's look at their alternate head sculpts. So here is Trini's here. I think they did a good job with hers. Gives her a different hairstyle compared to her first release. I think it looks pretty good. Nothing, to complain about here. Zack's looks alright. I still don't think they got the likeness completely there, but I have seen people use this on their Omega Ranger Black figure. So if that's something you're interested in doing, if you like to display your figures with their unmasked, or rather unhelmeted heads, you can do that. I don't have a Zack figurehead to compare that to, but I do have the original Trini figure, which I just took a look at. And I think both of these head sculpts look pretty good. This one's a little bit cartoony, just a little bit, but I still think it, captures the likeness pretty well. Yeah, I don't think it looks bad at all. Good head sculpts. I don't think she got a bad one, thankfully. And like I said, I don't have a Zack figure to compare his head to, but I do have Adam's head here for the single release of his figure. And just, depends on whichever figure you'd rather have as your Black Ranger. Get him out of the way. And of course, they do come with their weapons, their specific weapons. So Trini comes with her power daggers, which do have the gold paint on the saber-toothed tiger logo there. It's hard to make out, but it's definitely there. One weird thing to note, though, is that unlike every other yellow release, the bottom of her power daggers here, there's no hole there so that it can make the power blaster form, which is very strange. I do not know why they made that choice. Maybe they used these ones because they are slightly bigger than the old ones. It's not too easy to tell on camera, but these ones are definitely smaller. These ones are a bit bigger. I would still use these ones for the power blaster if that's what you're interested in, but considering the premium on this figure compared to the original figure, I would like the option to be able to put it in the power blaster and it actually look correct. So I'm not sure why they either A, made a new mold, or B, reused the mold from the VHS figure. I am not sure which one is the case, but that is a disappointment with this figure. And of course, Black comes with the power axe. One thing that I thought was weird is that the Mastodon coin here is not in gold. As far as I know, all of the other figures, except Remastered Pink, of course, because she doesn't have the pterodactyl on her bow, he doesn't have the gold on his. So, the only one I have right now to compare it to is Red. As you can see, he's got the gold coin. And I don't have blue, but it's just a strange choice. This is accurate, don't get me wrong, but I think just adding that bit of gold might have pushed this just a little bit further into, more quality, especially with the premium on these. Again, what's really nice about this power axe is that they actually added in the silver paint here at the top and the bottom of where the axe blade is. I do like that. That is something that is different from the other figures, and it is nice to see that. Wish they would, I'm pretty sure all of the figures in this wave have the most accurate paint for their weapons and such. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, since we have Black here, let's go ahead and start off with his figure. Go ahead and just let him relax his arms. Now, this does use the new body mold that is pinless, and I'm going to sit her down because the camera does not want to focus. It does use the new pinless figure bodies, which, good and bad. I do like them. I think they look cleaner. The shoulders, they sit out a bit more, but they're able to sit, flatter down into the side of the body, so I don't mind that at all. It's just a standard Mighty Morphin Black figure, pretty much. Same articulation that you know of, except he does have that. And sometimes the butterfly joint doesn't move nearly as much as the older figures did. That is one downside for me. It does have the drop-down legs, but mine seem to be very either loose or they don't want to move at all. It's one or the other. And he does have some loose ankles. This one's alright. This one's very wobbly, as you can see. So, actually, if I shake the figure, you might be able to see how wobbly he is. Like, look at that. That's just so bad. I'm barely even moving him. And that upper torso is just so wobbly. Ugh. His head is also wobbly too, but it's not as noticeable. It's just kind of sucks. He does have the power coin here, as well as the stripes on the holster for his, power blaster, or blade blaster rather. No bad paint apps here. I don't think that any of these look terrible or out of place. All the diamonds look nice and evenly spaced out. None of them are overlapping by a noticeable margin. The helmet is the newer style helmet, which is more accurate. It does have the white along the visor instead of the silver, like on the Atom release of this figure. Personally, looking at both of these, I think I like the white one a little bit better, but the Atom release has that extra line above this line, which is a little bit more accurate. I'm trying to look on this box. So yeah, they didn't include that line on this figure here, which is interesting. I don't think it's necessary, but it is something to point out that technically this one is more accurate, and one of the boxes just fell. The yellow, this one's a bit more pale on the eyes. This one's a little bit brighter, but it's not by much. I mean, they're the same exact helmet sculpt, and it's definitely better than that first helmet sculpt they had. But this is my favorite Mighty Morphin suit, mostly just for the helmet and the color. But okay, let's put him to the side here, and let's take a look at yellow. Yellow here, I think, is actually a worthy upgrade because they do have the double jointed elbows as well as the new neck articulation. They have the drop down hinges, which mine seem to actually be the correct amount of tension, so she can actually hold a pose. It's not too wobbly. You can put it up if you like, you can put it down. I don't feel like the figure's gonna break, especially the neck piece. Yeah, I think that if you were to get either of these two figures, the ladies are probably the ones you want to upgrade. The rest you could mostly skip, but she does have her saber-tooth tiger power coin, as well as the stripes on the holster for her blade blaster as well. It's not showing up too well on camera, but you can kind of see that the knee here is a different color. That is just a problem with this line in general. A lot of the colors of the knee and elbow joints are just slightly different. Pretty good figure, really. The only reason to get this is for those added points of articulation. I think it actually makes the figures look better, more proportionate. I don't mind it at all. I think it looks good. I mean, there's really not much else to say here. She does have the butterfly joint, of course, but the older lady figures also have that. One thing to note about my neck joint, this might not happen with yours, but when I have her look up, there is a gap in the neck. I think that that's just a minor QC issue. It doesn't take away from the look of the figure, but you might have issues with that neck piece, so just be careful. I would put on their alternate heads that were included, but just for fear of that popping out of its joints, I am not going to be doing that. But yellow also uses the new yellow helmets, although the old one wasn't too bad. Like, of all of the helmets that they resculpted, I think yellow's was probably the one that's not as noticeable. Like, it's such a minor thing. Like, they did quite a few different changes to the helmet, but it's not really that noticeable. Like, I don't think that that's bad. The old one was bad. This one's definitely more accurate, yes, but this one still holds up, I think, even after all this time, like 5 years, 6 years later. But yeah, good female figure. Nothing to complain about here. Let's get Zach and Trini standing upright, and then we can do the size comparisons. So let's go ahead and start off with our Mighty Morphin figures. Since I already brought them in, we'll do the single release of yellow as well as the Atom release of black. I have these two on my display with their helmets down, so not sure what I'm going to do about Zach yet. I don't have the single release carded Zach figure, but I do have these two. And if you have this figure and one of the original Black Ranger figures, I don't think you really need the remastered one. It's not something that's a necessity, but if you collect the Mighty Morphin figures, it's a worthwhile upgrade, I'd say, if that's something you're interested in. And yellow's definitely worth the upgrade. Although I think I prefer this head sculpt a little more than this one. The hair's kind of like a grayish brown on this one, which I think it might be more accurate, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. But yeah, there's that for you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at them next to their other remastered figures. The only other two that I have right now are red and green. And yeah, I mean, it's coming along. Pink is pretty easy to get. I can still find her for retail, like I said, but blue, finding blue for a decent price is going to be a pain. I paid $50 for the original release of blue, which that's nothing compared to what remastered blue goes for. It's kind of sad. But there's the original release of blue and the ZO2 pack release of pink. So I've had a full complete team of Mighty Morphin for a while. I'd like to get the last two remastered figures, but if you guys have a lead on a pretty decently priced blue remastered figure, let me know, because I want to get it, I want to review it, and just be done with the remastered line. Unless you count Rita, which I don't have, but that's another figure loophole to look through. Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to do the size comparisons with the other figures that I own. I'm just going to leave it here. But he stands at 6 inches. She stands at 5 3/4 inches, roughly. So I definitely think, like I said, yellow's a good one to get. And black, really, it's up to you. Obviously, black is my favorite, so I was going to buy this when it was on sale anyway. But what do you guys think of the remastered line? What figure is the worst of the remastered line? Which is the best? Let me know. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. That all helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.